Hello, my dear children. Good morning, one and all. Hope all are okay. This is Mr. B. Ramana Shankar Rao, School Assistant English, Jilla Parshad High School, Pachipenta of Vijayanagaram district. I feel very much pleased to have my introduction here and very grateful to the higher authorities to provide me a great opportunity to be here on the screen before you. Thank you, one and all. My dear children, still we are in pandemic and facing many struggles. And this is the high time for us to offer our condolences to the deceased, particularly teachers whom we have lost, and we must feel very sorry for them. Before going to the topic, my dear children, let me present a folk song prepared to imprint the topic tense. Here I am going to submit that song. Hope you may receive it heartfully and you can enjoy it. A folk song about tense. Grammar is an easy subject too. You don't forget, tense is an easy topic. Grammar is an easy subject too. You don't forget, tense is an easy topic. V1 తో yes, es present simple తానే నంది. వెర్బ్ యొక్క మరి రెండవ రూపమే పాస్ట్ సింపుల్ తాను అంది. విల్లు షెల్తో V1 చేరి ఫ్యూచర్ సింపుల్ తానే నంది. Grammar is an easy subject. You don't forget, tense is an easy topic. M is or V1 ఇంగు. ఇంగ్ అంటే ING ఇంగ్ అనమాట. M is or V1 ఇంగు ప్రెజెంట్ కంటిన్యూస్ తాను అంది. Was were మరి V1 ఇంగు పాస్ట్ కంటిన్యూస్ అంది. విల్ షెల్ బి V1 ఇంగు ఫ్యూచర్ కంటిన్యూస్ వచ్చేసింది. Grammar is an easy subject. You don't forget, tense is an easy topic. Has have తో V3 చేరి, V3 అంటే వెర్బ్ యొక్క మూడో రూపం అనమాట. Has have తో V3 చేరి ప్రెజెంట్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ అంటూ ఉంది. Had తోని మరి V3 చేరి పాస్ట్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ అంటూ ఉంది. Will shall have V3 కూడా ఫ్యూచర్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ అంటూ ఉంది. Grammar is an easy subject. అందులోనూ టెన్స్ ఏమో ఈజీ టాపిక్. Has have been V1 పక్కన ఇంగు చేర్చాలండి. Has have been V1 ఇంగు ప్రెజెంట్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ కంటిన్యూస్. Had been V1 ఇంగు past perfect continuous. Will shall have been V1 ఇంగు. Will shall have been ఇంగు future perfect continuous. Grammar is an easy subject. అందులోనూ tense is an easy topic. Do does కి V1 చేరి, V1 అంటే వెర్బ్ యొక్క మొదటి రూపం అన్నమాట. Do does కి V1 చేరి ప్రెజెంట్ సింపుల్ తాను నంది. Did కేమ మరి V1 చేరి పాస్ట్ సింపుల్ తాను అంది. Do does మరి డిడ్లు కూడా సింపుల్ టెన్స్లు అన్నాయండి. Grammar is an easy subject. You don't forget, tense is an easy topic. Grammar is an easy subject. You don't forget, tense is an easy topic. Children, hoping you enjoyed the folk song. about lens. Of course, it is for the sake of motivation. Now we are coming to the topic. Let me take this opportunity to share some of my ideas towards the lesson. This is the topic, the Dear Departed, Part 2. And one thing we discuss here, title itself is very much ironical. Dear means, we know, loving, love. Departed means, of course, lost something, move away from something, leaving something, and expired or died. My dear children, who is dear to whom? Evarante evarik prema cheppandi? Nobody is dear to anybody. But title is Dear. Departed. At the end of the lesson, we can know nobody expired. Nobody departed. But title is The Dear One Departed. So this is ironical title. Already this has been discussed by our beloved colleagues earlier. And this is the time for us to go to the previous topic discussed, Dear Departed One, just for the sake of recollection. It was clearly and neatly covered by our beloved colleagues earlier, and for the continuation, let's go for the clearance of the early topic. Some of the points discussed so far. The old man Abel was found lying dead. Just, of course, it is the opinion of his daughters. Next point. All the families, especially Jordan's family, Elizabeth and Jordan, and Slater's family, Amelia and Slater, these were trying to steal all the properties of the elderly man, Mr. Abel Merriweather. Next point. To that extent, what did they do? They prepared to write the list of all the items, properties of Abel. Next point that was covered so far. Vicky came running down. This is the climax of the part 1. Now we are going to the part 2. This is the transitory time, and Vicky ran fast downstairs, announcing one thing: the old man was rising from the bed. All the people sitting in the downstairs could not believe, and they got transfixed, confused. They could not believe the matter told by Vicky. Let's go to the topic, the Dear Departed, part 2. Here, Abel speaks. What's the matter with little Vicky? He sees Ben and Mrs. Jordan. Hello, what brings you here? How is yourself, Ben? Abel thrusts his hand at Ben, who skips back smartly and retreats with Mrs. Jordan to a safe distance below the sofa. Then Mr. Slater speaks, approaching Abel gingerly. Father, is that you? She pokes him with her hand to see if he is solid. Abel speaks. Of course, it's me. Don't do that, Amelia. What the devil do you mean by this tomfoolery? Abel got confused. And he was worrying about Victoria and asked, "What is the matter with little Vicky?" Here they addressing especially little Vicky. This is an affectionate address of Abel to Victoria. He loves her very much. At the same time, she too loves him very much. You see the sentence, what brings here? What brings you here? That does mean, why are you here? Because here is a reason. For long years, Ben and Elizabeth, this pair, did not attend the house for long years. Suddenly, this old man saw that couple and asks, "What brings you here? Why are you here?" Here you see the very behavior of Jordans. They got confused at the same time, they got feared. Whether this man was solid or not. Already they could understand this man was lying dead. That was the information sent by Amelia's letter to Jordans. So, when Abel he wanted to push the hand of Ben was confused and feared. And he himself retreated. That means moved away from the place along with his wife Elizabeth to some other place. Then Mrs. Slater just came very close in confusing manner. She was looking very much surprised and shocked. "Father, is that you? Is that you?" And then she pricks her hand. Pokes means pricking on the body to know whether this old man was alive or not. They thought he was a ghost. Then, in this mood, Mr. Abel got troubled. No, don't do that. Don't do that. What the devil do you mean by this tomfoolery? You could have here two words. What the devil? What the devil? What the dickens? These are the two constructions. At a frustration mood or angry mood, one could speak. What the hell is going on? This is the expression. And another word, tomfoolery, a foolish activity, a foolish behavior. What nonsense this is! You are poking on my body. And those two were running away. I could not understand what's going on. This is the frustration and angry mood of Mr. Abel. Mrs. Jordan speaks. "You took us by surprise, father. Are you keeping quiet well?" Abel, trying to catch the word. What? Mrs. Jordan speaks. "Are you quite well?" "Hey, I am right enough, but for a bit of headache." Looking at Amelia, "What the dickens did I do with my new slippers?" Mrs. Slater, confused. Aren't they by the hearth, father?" Abel, "I don't see them." Observing Henry trying to remove the slippers. "Why, you have got them on, Henry." Here Jordan asks, "Are you keeping quite well?" That does mean, my dear father, Are you healthy? Keeping quite well regarding health matters. Huh? Mrs. Slater speaks. I told him to put them on, to stretch them. They were that new and hot. Now, Henry, she was also angry. Mrs. Slater snatches the slippers from Henry and gives them to Abel, who puts them on and sits in the armchair. Mrs. Jordan. Well, I don't call that delicate stepping into the dead man's shoes in such haste. Victoria runs across to Abel and sits at the floor at his feet. Oh, Grandpa, I am so glad you are not dead. In a vindictive whisper, Mr. Slater speaks. Mrs. Slater speaks. Hold your tongue, Victoria. Abel. Hey, what's that? Who is gone dead? Mrs. Slater loudly. Victoria says she is sorry about your head. Abel. Hey, thank you, Vicky. I am feeling better. Amelia tried to cover the matter and at the same time tried to cover the activity, the nasty and the worst activity taken up by Mr. Henry. She said, Dad, I only asked Mr. Henry to wear the slippers because they were new and also they were very hot. I asked him to wear and stretch them for your convenience. Here, she was trying to say that one as if she were really favoring her father. Is it right? No. She does not love her father. She always loves the properties of her father. She wanted to own the slippers. To that extent, she only asked her husband to wear them. Snatching. What did she do? Snatched the slippers from the hands of Henry and handed them over to her father. Snatching, violently pulling the items. And another one. Father wore the slippers and just he was conveniently sat in the armchair. Armchair. You see here, armchair. A chair made with arms. It is for the convenience of the person sitting in the chair to lean his hands on the arms. In that chair he comfortably sat. Here another word you see, delicate. Here delicate is feebleness, weakness. The weak and the cheap activity taken up by Mrs. Amelia. Mrs. Jordan, Elizabeth, could understand the worst activity of her sister and announced, stepping into the dead man's shoes in haste. I could understand. You would like to do something. You would like to steal something. You would like to own something of father. I could understand. It was the worst activity. That was the expression of Mrs. Jordan. Then Victoria entered. Grandpa, I am really glad you are not dead. Here, that is the affectionate relationship between Victoria and Abel. He loves her very much. She too loves him very much. You are not dead. Actually, she was very happy because her lovable grandfather was alive. Then Mrs. Slater got angry with little Vicky. Hold your tongue. You see here, vindictive, harsh voice. At the same time, glad. Who is glad? Victoria. Happy. These are the new words found here. Amelia. Oh, Dad, Father, she is worrying about your head. Worrying about your head, not dead. Oh, my dear little Vicky, nothing happens wrong. Huh? Nothing happens wrong. I am very much okay. He was very happy with the affectionate wish of granddaughter, Vicky. Now Abel speaks. Why? When you are in mourning, and Lizzie too, and Amelia, and Henry, little Vicky, who is gone dead. It's someone in the family. chuckling, laughing. Okay? Mrs. Slater, no one you know, Father, a relation of Ben's. Mrs. Slater, Abel, and what relation of Ben's? I mean, and his brother, Ben. He was angry. Seeing Mrs. Slater, damn it, I never had one. Abel, dear, and what was his name? Ben? Ben, at a loss. He crosses to front of table. Mrs. Slater, right side of table, prompting, Frederick. Mrs. Jordan, left side of table, prompting, Albert. Then in confusion, Ben said, Fred, Alb, Isaac. Mr. Abel, in confusion, asked Ben. And he saw all the people in mourning dresses. M-O-U-R-N, mourn, means sorrow. Mourning, M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G. Clothes, especially black clothes, that which indicate the sorrowful situation. Who is gone dead, all are wearing mourning. This is the expression of Abel. And chuckling means it is a laugh quietly. Now Mrs. Slater, very good, Amelia. No one you know, but a relation of Ben's. What is the relation of Ben's? Abel asked again. Maybe his brother. Then Ben was shocked and he got angry. Damn it! This is an expression condemning a statement. Condemning a statement. I had no brother. Matter was very interesting. Then Abel said, dear, and what was his name? Ben. Dear, this is, an expression. It is an expression to announce that one is very much eager to know something immediately. Dear, he was very eager. You see there, constructed in confusion, and it is the hesitation. Both sisters tried to prompt Ben Jordan, tried to prompt this name, that name, this name, that name. Mrs. Slater said Frederick, Mrs. Jordan said Albert. In confusion, this Ben announced, or Fred, Alb, Isaac. All the way we have understood. All were in shock and all were in confusing mood. Children, sons-in-law, Victoria, Jimmy, and even Abel. This portion ended at confusion standards that without announcing a proper name, Still the name was also in confusion because Ben could not have any brother. His name was unnecessarily involved in this particular thing. In confusion, he announced the name Fred or Tyson. Okay? In the next class, the remaining part of the lesson, we learn, and let's have some comprehension here. Let's go a comprehension here. We're having 3 comprehensions here, important areas, mostly covered in the previous question papers. First one, are you keeping quiet well? This is only the expression. Generally, who is the speaker, who is the listener, who is the addresser? These are the questions made at comprehension standards. First question for this one is, who is the speaker? First question. Second question is, who is addressed? That means who is the listener? Third question is, keeping quiet well. This is different expression. What does this expression mean? The first question we go, who is the speaker? I know. You can say, Mrs. Jordan. Here, 2 types of expressions. Are you keeping quite well? About health, she is asking. Second question, who is addressed? Whom is she asking this question? Her father. That is Mr. Abel Merriweather. Third question, keeping quite well means it is about health matters, whether he is good in health or not. That is the first comprehension. Let's go to the second comprehension. This is mostly important one. I am so glad you are not dead. I am so happy you are not dead. Who speaks this? We know. Who is the speaker? Victoria, Vicky, granddaughter. Second one. Who is expected to have been dead? Who is found lying dead? Who is that? Abel Merriweather. Third one. An easy question. Is she happy finding her grandfather alive? తాతగారు బతికే ఉన్నారు కదా. అది చూసి విక్టోరియా ఫీలింగ్ ఏంటి? Is she really happy finding her grandfather alive? Of course. You say yes, because she loves him very much. That is the second comprehension. Third one. I told him to put them on to stretch them. నేనే వేసుకోమన్నాను, అవి కొంచెం గట్టిగా ఉన్నాయి, సాగాలి. స్నాచింగ్ అంటే సాగదీయుట. క్వశ్చన్స్. హూ డస్ ఐ రెఫర్ టు? ఎవరు? హూ ఈజ్ ఐ? అమేలియా. షీ ఓన్లీ ఆస్క్డ్ హర్ హస్బెండ్ టు వేర్ ద స్లిప్పర్స్. సెకండ్ వన్, THEM, them. Them means అవే వేసుకోమన్నాను నేనే. అవే ఏంటవి? షూస్ ఆర్ స్లిప్పర్స్ ఆర్ చెప్పల్స్. Third one, why did the speaker ask Henry to wear the slippers? ఇక్కడ అమెలియా ఎందుకు వేసుకోమంది? ఆమె ఏం చెప్పింది? టు స్ట్రెచ్ దెమ్, కొంచెం